happens.
That happens, yes.
Yeah. Does something transpire?
Zacharias, at some point, gets the alarm that something is standing right outside the door.
Aha! Zacharias will speed down with his flight.
Like this door.
Which door? Point again.
Entrance to the tower.
Yeah, entrance to the
Okay,
tower.
sure. Yep. Zacharias will speed down with his flight. Snap his fingers, basically to get attention. Point at the door.
Marcus inhales with his special vampire senses. Does he smell anything off?
It smells a bit, sort of as there's a faint sort of brimstone sort of in the air.
Like a familiar brimstone?
Sulfuric. Yeah.
Any sulfur?
A familiar? Like, this brimstone.
I think Manikai has said, like, every time before that Dessiter's arrived, that brimstone smells like...
any devil.
Any devil brings sulfur and brimstone.
Oh, this could be bad or good!
Yes. So, assume the formation.
Yes.
Well, we don't really know much about this.
Well, as I said, Zacharias flies down, snaps so you can get attention, and basically points at the door and says someone is outside. Devils, maybe, I don't know.
Azarius draws his reach rob.
Let's allow Marcus to take a peek, shall we?
Okay, our talking stops now.
You have a great time to end our conversation.
Yeah, sure. Nice talking to you.
Or use me as cover.
Certainly a great time to stop a conversation.
Marcus,
Well, Zacharias understands Elven, so yeah.
He does. It's true.
Yeah, it was a good time to stop anyway.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus is just gonna, like, learn Elven with a skill point next level.
So,
yeah,
so
open the door.
Cash no orc at all?
Open the doors.
Open the door. I have said that, like, 4 times.
What's behind the door, Manikai?
No. She understands Common, Elven, Undercommon, and Goblin.
Alright. As you open the door, you see a single person bowing deeply.
Yay!
And speaking out. My lords, news has reached your master of your great victory. The king of Talengard is dead by your hand. Well done.
There's a reach rod currently pointed at him.
High priest of Asmodeus in Talengard bids me give thee a message. He asks that you accompany me to the Agathium so that he may congratulate you in person and bestow upon you great reward and high honors. Are you ready? Let us depart.
So Zacharias motions to him. Perhaps you want to step in and explain yourself a bit.
Bows and says, "Of course, my lord."
Marcus stands to the side and lets him go past. And then, like, follows him in.
Is anything invisible around Dessiter?
No. He sort of walks in, smiles to the hellhounds. They seem to actually sort of, not growl at him or anything.
Well, that's a new thing.
He gives them a little wink. And he says, it seems that my joke fell on dry ears, my lords. I apologize.
Oh,
We,
it was,
Sit down, please.
We have had a trying day or two.
it was funny though.
Well, let me restart then. Great and powerful masters, word of your titanic and historic deeds has reached the ear of our master. Congratulations seem too small a thing to offer to so mighty agents of my master, and yet I humbly offer it regardless. Sort of, and yet, as great as that deed was, it seems my praises has only begun. For you also have slain the Dessiter, High Lady Birgit of the Brigine. Let shores of the damned turn their voices into a great cacophony of celebration. This day will long be remembered. He bows sort of again. With the destruction of Birgit, I am commanded to take you forthwhile to an audience with our great master, the Marquis of the 4th Emissary, member of Asmodeus' 6th Praetorian Legion, gatekeeper of the 11th Infernal Portal, emissary to this reality, the pit fiend Nebas. My master can be somewhat impatient, so it is best not to keep him waiting. Oh, great lords, will you accept this singular?
What does Zacharias know of the great pit fiend Nebas?
What
Cash
does
will,
Azurius know of a great people?
Cash will
What does
nudge
Marcus know of the
Sorius.
great pit fiend Nebas?
Cash will nudge Sorius. Can you explain that?
If you want to know, then that definitely plains right there.
Can I
Religion
do
could
religion as it being
do
part
religion.
of my gods?
Religion,
Like,
yeah. If you worship Asmodeus, that's religion.
Trick!
Just like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
That's why I have trick.
Wow, how rolled that? That can't be right, that roll. It's
Oh.
a 2, apparently. Doesn't feel right.
38 was the highest with planes.
I don't think my roll... Yeah, that roll was not right at all. I should have a plus
I
20.
only
but-
see Marcus and Asurius.
Do you see my
but
plane roll?
I have 38 from the planes on Zacharias, and then me,
Okay.
and then
I can see it on the stream. I don't know why it's not showing up on my.
I
Oh.
think I need to work out what's wrong with mine. because mine's-
Zacharias. Of course, he doesn't really know religion. Of course, he's into. But he knows something of different pit fiends, and one, these are very powerful, and he also knows that the pit fiend Nebas is a name for indeed all these things. That it is the gatekeeper of the 11th infernal portal, and ever so on. He did not really know that it was the emissary to this realm, nor what this guy's sort of been doing. He does know that he's an infernal duke, thereby more powerful than an ordinary pit fiend.
Pretty high up in the hierarchy, basically.
Yeah, he's what could be assumed to be such as a general of the infernal legions.
Okay, so...
sounds like a plan.
The others will probably know this as well. Not too much being that they go for religious.
Zacharias will ask Dessiter. So, basically, Nebas is the general responsible, sent from hell to throw down the Mithrans in Talengard.
So, my master has, of course, his own ideas and his own thoughts about what's going on here, but he is indeed the arbiter of this whole enterprise. As I would not steal his shine, however, and I must just ask that you... well, it is critical that you visit, my lord and master, Nebas as soon as possible. It is through Nebas that you can be released from the Pact of Thorns without incurring the dreadful penalty should you break the contract.
That is...
I have broken it.
is-
O dread lords, I beg of thee, do not consider thyself to the conflagration of my master's wrath. Come with me and stand before mighty Nebas.
That might be interesting, but we seem to have incurred the wrath of hell already. How do we know that your lord simply does not destroy us, or try to destroy us?
Well, Cash will just walk up to him and go, sure, because we already put all our faith in this guy. It's kind of too late to do something different.
And that's how they get us.
I see that I have not yet earned your trust, then. Even after telling you of the plot of Thorns, and so on. And I must say that you have not yet incurred the wrath unending, for if you had, you would surely know it. So, if my lord wanted anyone dead, he would make it so. Of course, not to say that the lord's demise would be trivial.
I must say, Zacharias, if it was Hell's Wrath unending, it would not be Theodora arriving.
Zacharias nods. I suppose that is true. Tell me then, Dessiter, if we are to stand before your lord and master, can you tell us anything about him? I wouldn't want to insult him.
Sort of
He grins.
grins broadly back and bows deeply and says, "You are most prudent, dread lord, for it is no small matter to stand in the presence of the aristocracy of the hells. First, never address Nebas by his given name. Instead, address him as Great One or Mighty One. Equally, be careful not to address him as your master. If you announce Nebas as your master, then your master he will become. With him, words are as binding as any infernal contract. And though we all serve the same purpose, I can sense that you are not ready to bow before this emissary as your true master, the first tyrant.
So
He whose will commands all.
So we are not to bow to him?
But not deceived, for some it is a grave and dangerous thing to appear before so powerful an emissary of the Dark Lord. But also be not afraid. There is no danger to thee, my lords, for you are all true and faithful servants of Asmodeus.
So just don't say master
Smiles.
to him.
Surely there is nothing you could have done that could earn you the wrath of hell. Smiling.
Surely.
That's funny. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Zacharias mutters to himself, gets close, stretches out his gloved hand.
Kyron does look a bit skeptical, but then he shrugs and says, if he can do what you say he can do and actually does it, then that sounds perfectly fine by me.
You know what? I don't think this is bad, because if it were Wrath of Hell unending, it wouldn't have actually ended, right? He would just keep sending more devils until we died.
And we already put blindly our faith in Dessiter just because he's such a nice guy.
And if he betrays us, we can always destroy him. Zacharias muses to himself, laughing a little bit.
And in case we need to get out of hell, I have a way out. You know this. I mean, unless Asmodeus wants to lock us inside.
I do not intend to go to hell.
We don't really get a choice.
One day.
You might not, Asurius.
Nah, we pretty much have, well, never mind. I don't know.
Cashler Desta, just take us there.
Alright. And so sort of bring out his hands. So say, my lords.
Azurius will place his hand upon Desta's.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Zacharias places his hand on the shoulder of Asurius or something, so everyone is connected.
My armor pad.
Mm-hmm.
You just do not touch the skin next to it.
We've been teleporting for a while. We know how this works.
You would kinda. No, you don't have fluid in your body, so.
No, I can't absorb the fluid out of Zacharias.
It would have been fun though. But go
Like Zacharias steals my life force, I steal his water.
I don't have any water. I'm a corpse.
Then you have to be a mummy if you
Still
don't
pretty
have
amusing
any.
though.
It would have been amusing, yeah.
Oh, this map has a pleasant name.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be great. Remember, don't call him master because
I'm not gonna talk to him.
then you're screwed.
I'm not gonna say a word. I'm not gonna think anything. And I'm basically gonna mimic whatever Azurius does.
I am the master of hell. Now let's see if I remember any of my research.
A bold statement, but not a wise one.
I'm not saying that out loud in front of the devils. I don't get slew alive on the spot.
Are we going to a pocket plane? I hope so.
No, we're going to hell itself.
Oh, well. That'd be cool. Visit hell for a bit.
It's only because Zacharias haven't been there.
Yeah, it's true, he hasn't.
You've seen pictures of it when I've done visions of hell.
It's like your vacation pictures.
Mm-hmm. How do you think I collect them?
It's true.
You do indeed feel the sort of teleportation magic take around you, and well, when you appear, you feel sort of almost very, very warm, hot rock under your feet, sort of a thick smell of again brimstone and then sulfur as the roaring of hellfire can be heard all around you. Really, the room is for a second just incredibly bright. And as you look around, you see that you are in a large sort of cave. Most of it sort of filled with glistening sort of, well, liquid hellfire. Upon it, you're on a small island, whereupon a huge pyre burns to the very top of this very, very large cave. And, well...
Fun.
Oh god, he looks like the devil from Fantasia.
The first thing that happens is that a very large, really fantastically looking creature turns towards you. He's sort of big, black, just really so black it's hard to discern his features. All you can see are glowing eyes, sharp horns, scales. Just like the aura of this being is more than the being itself. You look upon it. The magic, sort of arcane power flowing from him is, well, beyond anything any of you have felt before. It is hard not to look away or feel terror when being near a being like this, as he possesses just innate abilities that are, well, frankly, could destroy most other things with but a wish or glimpse or a desire to do so. As she turns, turns around, you hear the voice of Echo with raw, eldritch intensity. "Who dares approach my sanctum? What mortal dares approach so close to the fires of hell?" As he turns and looks upon you. Dessiter sort of moves away from you slightly, and does a sort of quick bow. "Oh, great and immortal Marquise of the Fourth Misery, it is I, Dessiter of the Phistopheles, who brings these mortals before you. They come because they do the will of our great master but they are unjustly bound by a contract much abused by their former superior, the so-called Cardinal Adrastus Thorn. They seek justice and relief from the compact. They seek the freedom to do what must be done to remake Talengard into a dominion where once more our master's name is held in rightful reverence." Napper sort of sneers. "Is this so? Do you cower behind this fawning mouthpiece? Come forth and speak your case. I, Napperus, will hear your words. But know this, what is said in my court is heard not just by me, but by the first among the fallen himself. Choose your words carefully, mortals, lest you suffer for them eternally."
Oh gosh.
Steps. He's this large insectoid devil servant sort of looking at you, carrying sort of large quills and lists. They're apparently transcribing not just words, but every movement and breath, and maybe even thought.
Well, then this goes
never-ending contract.
And this goes straight to Asmodeus, eh? Well, Zacharias floats forward and says, "Great Nebas, I am Zacharias the Ever-Living, Archmage of the Immortal Plane, and the most lethal enemy the Mithran Church has ever conceived. I stand before you, Great One, as the harbinger of destruction of Talengard. I can indeed produce the result you desire. For I have been part of many similar actions in the past. He does a slight bow towards this great devil and says, "But first, let my companions introduce themselves before we detail why we are worthy of your support."
I am Arch-Ignum Azurius Ravenheart, Oracle of Eternal Fire, your Great One. I seek to bring back Asmodeus' worship to all of Talengard. A bow.
Marcus bows and says, "I am Marcus Vestromo, formerly Thornblade, formerly Whitelake, fallen from grace to serve Asmodeus' mighty name. Many are the feats of our band, and many more we should seek to do. But when bound by this flimsy contract that Thorn has wrangled us into, we cannot do anything. We seek from you, Great One, the power to break this compact and serve our master's will."
Well, Chiron will take a step forward, bow ever so slightly, trying to look defiantly, like near him at least, and say, "I am Chiron, he who needs no title, or shall acquire the correct title somewhere in the future. My own ambitions are great, and this current contract is both prohibiting me from accomplishing them as well as serving our master in the process, Great One." And he doesn't want to say anymore because every word is bad in here.
You don't say. Cash will cutscene. I am Lady Cascolonimus, and she will not say any more than that.
Well, with that, Zacharias will draw a... Whoa, jeez.
X!
It's an X, yeah. It's not loaded for us.
That's going to be loaded in soon, I'm sure.
It's a very large X.
Zacharias will continue and says, "Our band, called the Nessian Knot by Thorn, was forged in a dark and dank cell in the prison of Brandonska. From that cell we have struck out, defied our destiny, defied the Mithrans with every breath and action we have taken. We have destroyed the fortress of Ballantine, enabling the fire axe to ravage the countryside of Talengard. We have summoned the Daemon Prince Vetracali, and from him acquired the plague that now ravages Talengard. We invaded the Vale of Valtherna and rendered it into ash and ruin." He draws himself up. "We slew King Marcadian V, called the Brave. We are, Great One, the most capable agents, the most capable group in all of Talengard. If you seek the Mithran's downfall, surely us is the greater bet. Thorn has lost his mind. He is nothing. He cowers in his fortress. Only his pathetic words and lies have stayed our hand up until now. That is why, Great One, we come before you. Unleash us upon him. Unleash us, and we will rip him asunder with spell, sword, and claw." He inclines his head again.
His eyes linger on Zacharias, the constant scribbling and the roaring fire. It is one who speaks, the others dare not. Does that seem worthy to you, wizard?
Zacharias makes a motion to the others.
Tell me then, all in your own words, what makes you so worthy as to break the laws of hell? No one says anything?
Sorry, 1 second.
Just an out of character minute here to think.
Out of character.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Oh god. I am legit scared.
I paved the way, guys. You need to...
This is give you sort of an awkward smile.
Who?
Dessiter.
Yes.
No, don't do that, Manikai. You make us even more nervous.
I chose not to... Great one, I chose not to speak initially. Mainly for the purpose that only one voice... It makes it easier for us to understand each other's intent. In ours, though, I believe that we are worthy just for the sheer amount we have shown we can do. We are exceptionally capable, exceptionally good at what we do. And for some of us, we have sworn our life, soul and all, regardless of anything that happens here on this spot, that we will serve our master eternal and always.
Chiron will glare over to Osiris, then look again towards Nibiru's and say, Great one, I can speak for myself. To answer your question in simple words, my ambition, my potential, my perspective are enough reasons.
Marcus says, if one law is broken for the greater power of all hell, is it not a law well broken? Thorn is an incompetent wretch whose very existence and the existence of this contract serves to lessen the power of hell in Talengard. He does not allow us to do as we would to serve this greater evil. As it were, this one law is worth the breaking, if it means the... Hang on, I didn't think this far into my sentence. If it means the greater resurrection of Asmodeus' faith in Talengard.
Okay, we'll step forward. Great one. Fawn has done nothing but been in our way. We were to destroy a nuisance, a paladin that has been in our way all the time. We had in our grasp, prepared to kill him when Thorn teleported him out. Since then, he has done nothing but destroyed everything we fought for. Thorn is doing nothing but sitting in misery, being sad about... Everything he's doing is in her name. He's doing nothing in our faith's name, not anymore. The reason we are here this is the sole reason we are here. Because he broke the contract. He saved a paladin because of some lover.
Well then, Dessiter, it seems you were wrong. They are not here to seek release from a contract. They are here to acclaim another person to have broken it. Regardless, there is no such way for that to be done. A major contract of hell cannot be broken. He looks at you and says, Then, what did you assign as to the penalty of your contract? He looks to his advisors.
If Zacharias looks, he sees Osiris' face just turn from a fiery hot to like a stone cold.
Zechariah says, the stipulation of the contract, if broken, was to suffer the wrath of hell unending. Great One.
This is impressive. Well, clearly you have served greatly the cause of hell through your lives beyond. However, as I said, a contract signed before the master of all contracts is not lightly thrown aside. Dessiter, you reviewed the Pact of Thorns yourself. Intensely, O undying harbinger of despair. Is he walking close? He wisps his hand, and suddenly he has, like, one of the many papers he always carries, seemingly a contract with some signatures on it.
Oh dear.